Hey everyone, today I'm reviewing The Dance of the Moon in the Sun by Natural Snow Building. Now this album is pretty long, it's about 2 hours and 40 minutes, and it is a double album. The first half is The Moon, I think it's just Moon, and the second half is Sun. The album's pretty evenly split between very lo-fi folk songs and more drone slash post-rock sort of songs, and I want to say it's pretty evenly split down the middle. There's 25 tracks, and especially on the first side of the album, on the Moon side, it is very back and forth. We'll have a folk track, then like a drone post-rock track, then folk, and then it just keeps that cycle going for the first half. The second half is a bit more all over the place, and it's a bit less predictable. I'll start off by saying that the folk tracks on here are really nice. A lot of them feel super warm and just intimate, and this is partially just because of, I think, the lo-fi recording of it, but I think it really works well, and it's a good contrast to these like huge, really dark sounding drone pieces that makes up most of the album in terms of runtime. My favorite folk tracks on the album are Interstate Roads, The Cover Up, The Cursed Bell, and Lie There. All those songs I thought were by far the best in terms of the more folky side of the album. They just felt the most intimate, the most calming, and especially when a lot of these come after these large drone pieces, they're very nice, and I thought these were the nicest sounding, I guess. Now, truth be told, the drone pieces for me are very hit or miss, and the first major fucking miss is the 25-minute track. I'm gonna just be honest, I didn't really like it, like, at all, and when it's 25 minutes, kind of gotta like it a tiny bit, and I just didn't. I thought the second half of it was a lot better than the first half of it. The track I'm talking about is The Felt Presence Ghostly Haunting. I felt like it did not need to be 25 minutes long, because there was other drone tracks prior to this and ones after that I felt made better use of shorter amount of time. Maybe I just don't get the drone genre, but I felt like we just were building towards nothing, which again might be the point. I don't know, it would just be like the same thing for 8 minutes, and then we change it up a tiny bit for the next 8 minutes, and then repeat cycle. Again, maybe I just don't get it. Please tell me in the comments below if you like drone, like maybe just why you like it and stuff. But yeah, I just don't get it. I do think some of the more instrumental kind of post-rock drone-ish tracks do work well on this album, but in my opinion, all the longer ones I just don't think really need their runtime, and they're just not nearly as interesting as others. I think a track like Wisconsin is phenomenal. It's incredibly engaging throughout. Despite not changing a whole lot throughout its runtime, it's very engaging. I just think it's because the base of it is a lot more interesting than something like Felt Present Ghostly Haunting. In my opinion though, I think the second side of the album, the Sun portion, is a lot better because it's a lot more varied and there's not like some super long tracks. I don't really like the Moon nearly as much because of the second track and then Felt Present Ghostly Haunting, I just feel like are kind of boring, especially for how long they are. And for me personally, it kind of just makes the first half of the album kind of boring overall. I think the second half, having more songs, 5 more songs, as well as having shorter songs in general, just help make the whole, like, I think it's like an hour, almost an hour and 10 minutes that the second half is, be more interesting overall, because we're changing stuff up. I also like how the second half opens up with low-key a really fucking creepy song. Like, I do not know what the fuck was happening during that part. Like, it was... On the second half of the album, my favorite song is by far Gary Webb. I thought Gary Webb was a fantastic song. The instrumental is just incredibly calming and just beautiful. Overall though, this album was interesting for me. It's really long and there's a lot of really high highs, like Wisconsin, Gary Webb, some of the good folk songs like Lie There and The Cover Up. At the same time, I feel like there are some pretty boring lows on this album, which makes the whole experience a very mixed bag. I just feel like some of the longer drone tracks get really boring and they don't really offer enough variety or anything that interesting to warrant their stupidly long runtime, and I just don't think it pans out a lot of the ideas on the longer drone track, and it just makes it, when you listen to the album, you really feel that runtime. I feel like there are long albums where even despite like a 2-hour plus runtime, it doesn't feel like that because the music is really engaging. Something like Soundtracks for the Blind is the first thing to come to mind. Something like this, I really felt that 2-hour 37-minute runtime. I really felt it. For me, this album's a pretty mixed bag, but I do recommend you go check it out for yourself and see if you like it. For me though, I'm going to give The Dance of the Moon in the Sun by Natural Snow Building a 6 out of 10. That's what I thought about the album. What do you think about the album? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Tell me in the comments below. Recommend me any albums you want me to review below. I'll get to them eventually. Also, feel free to join the Discord server. It's in the description. And thank you for watching and have a good day.